Happy Canada Day to everybody in Canada as the 1st of July is being celebrated. And also, I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July in the United States as they celebrate Independence Day. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Monday Night Raw, which took place in Dallas, Texas. And I don't know if Paul Heyman is in control right now, but if he is, he's doing a pretty good job already. So it's announced that the Street Profits are backstage, and they're going to be at the show tonight. And you start off with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And just the big thing that happens here is they go to the stage near the Titantron. Lashley has his back to the Titantron, and Strowman does like a big shoulder tackle. He tackles Lashley into the Titantron, and they go through the LED screen and causes all this explosion, which is complete fake because it's just an LED screen. I remember one time with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, they broke the screen, nothing really happened. But here, it's all these explosions, it's all going off. So if that was one of the big Attitude Era giant sets they used to have, it would make sense. This is just a typical LED set, but all these explosions happen, fireworks go off. And then it goes on for 10, 15 minutes. All the EMTs come. Eventually, Strowman and Lashley are both loaded up into the ambulance. The match ends in a no contest. When they come back, they have the announcers talking slow with Cole, Renee Young, and Corey Graves all, selling it well. And Corey Graves also yelled out, "Holy shit," when the big spot happened, which is really good. So immediately after that, you have I don't know what to even call them anymore. The Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders come out. Ivar and Eric up against Big E and Xavier Woods, and I just hate this stupid stuff. I hate the wild card bullshit. I just wish they can just have a roster split and do it right. But since they're going to do it, I wonder how it's going to affect Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, because they're not going to have their own guys, so they're going to have a lot of overlap, and I'm sure those two guys are going to butt heads a lot. Anyway, Big E and Xavier Woods have a disqualification after Joe comes out. Then you have Kofi come out, and then it turns into a six-man tag. Goes on for a while, and Kofi is finished with the Coquina Clutch by Samoa Joe. Joe finishes Kofi. So Kofi's keeping the belt. I really wish they'd put it on Joe. They'll never do it. They look at him as old, and he's always injury prone, so he's not going to get the belt. But I think it would be great if he beat Kofi. I'm really rooting for him, but I think most likely Kofi retains the title and he faces Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. So they show Drake Maverick at his wedding, and the highlights of what happened. And then they show his wife, and his wife is just smoking hot. He's a lucky guy. And they show him backstage, and then R-Truth interrupts. We go backstage, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows with AJ Styles. They're teasing the reunion of the club. That's interesting because I don't know what the future of Gallows and Anderson is, so this probably will only last a few months, because I assume Gallows and Anderson are done in September or something, so they'll be headed to AEW really quick, just like that, really fast. Or not, at least New Japan. They're leaving WWE. There's no reason for them to stay. So AJ's talking about Ricochet, and I think they're going to turn AJ heel. It seems like that's where they're going. So, we see Drake Maverick and Renee in the front row. Lucky guy that Drake Maverick is. You have Cedric Alexander, No Way Jose. Honestly, who gives a shit about this match? No one cares. No one cares. So then we see backstage with Charlie Caruso with the tag team champions from NXT, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. If you don't know, Montez Ford is married to Bianca Belair, who is also in NXT. They cut a decent promo. It was fine. I don't know what they're really going to do on the main roster right now, but I don't think they should be called up because they're still champs. And the NXT tag division is already going to lose some guys. I think the Undisputed Era are probably coming up next, so does it make so much sense to keep them there? They show, again, replays of what happened there, and then they say Renee Young talks about Braun Strowman having a lacerated spleen. I don't know if Strowman's actually injured and have to take him off television, but it looks like that's what it's going to be, because it doesn't make sense to have him return right now. The Miz is backstage. I think it's with Sarah Screamer or Charlie Caruso. I forgot which one. I don't know. Both of them look great, by the way, but it's just a boring Miz promo. So Shayna and Drew McIntyre make their way to the ring. Undertaker's going to come out. Drew's cutting a shitty promo on Undertaker. It's that WWE scripted bullshit. And finally, Undertaker's gong hits. He comes out, the great entrance. The fans are going good. And Undertaker just cuts this long, boring promo. It's like, I'm going to fall asleep. It's the same stuff. It's like he's saying that he respects Shane from the Hell in a Cell match, but then you will fall Shane's gonna fall victim to your own greed and ego. You may be the best in the world, but where he is sending to, you'll be nothing more than a couple of lost souls suffering the torment of torture of the acrid stench of that. So it's pretty Undertaker language. He tells him to rest in peace. I don't like the promo at all by Taker. I don't know why we have to get this match. I think they might be setting up Undertaker and Roman at SummerSlam. No one wants to see that, but they have to get Undertaker and give him a paycheck, I guess. They go to Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin, and I guess it's going to be an Extreme Rules match. It's like, who cares? No one gives a shit. Lacey Evans and Natalya. Natalya has nothing to do. We don't know who's winning this. Lacey Evans hits a woman's right. Lacey with the win. Yeah, not good for Natty right now. They show Ricochet, Kurt Hawkins, and Zack Ryder in the back. Interviewed by Charlie Caruso. No one cares. Yeah, boring. I guess they're setting something up with Ricochet and AJ. Anderson and Gallows show up, and they say AJ can beat Ricochet. I'm tired. So they're doing stuff with Miz. It's terrible. They see AJ is like, he looks at Ricochet like he basically slaps him and Ricochet slaps back. So they're teasing something. Miz and Elias in the 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm just gonna blow my brains out. I'm about to blow my fucking brains out. I don't know how many 2 out of 3 falls I've seen with the fucking Miz. Jesus Christ, stop it. Elias wins the first one, Miz wins the second one, Miz wins the third. This is just the worst shit. So they show Charlie, or was it Charlie? Yeah. Interviewing Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Didn't do well at all. I just did not like it at all. I don't know. I think they just have no chemistry. It's like they're a high school couple who just met and they're haven't kissed yet. It's something like that. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's just they have no chemistry. It makes me think. I'm pretty sure it's real because I've seen photos of them, video of them at concerts before this was even announced. So I think it's real, but it makes you think, is this a work? Because they have zero chemistry together. They seem uncomfortable to do it. I don't know. And then they show them backstage, and Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis interrupt them. And Maria says, she calls her husband a bitch, and then she calls Becky a bitch, and they announce it's going to be a mixed tag match. I don't know why these 2 losers are still signed. Let them go, W. Why do you need to keep them there? They offer you nothing. They're complaining and bitching on social media. They offer absolutely nothing with the company. Just, so we have to get a stupid mixed tag match now. Yeah, Strowman and Lashley, why did I say that? Yeah, they had an update on Strowman and Lashley by Renee. Now we get to the mixed tag match, Mike and Maria against Seth and Becky. Becky makes Mike Kanellis tap out with the disarmer, so good showcase for her. And then after the match, they show Maria rip into Mike. And then they show Paul Heyman backstage, and he cuts a good promo, but he doesn't really say he's going to be in control overall. I don't think it's a good idea. I hate the heel GM. I just keep Heyman and Bischoff off TV in the sense of them being general managers. They can be on TV in different roles, so I don't want to see them as general managers. So the Street Profits show up, and, they go back and forth with Paul Heyman. It was kind of weird. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and it's a moment of bliss. And she talks about Nikki. And when she's out, Nikki says she wants everyone to know this wouldn't have been possible with Alexa. And Alexa says it's all about Nikki. And you have Carmella interrupt. Carmella says this is Nikki's moment. And then Alexa and Carmella go back and forth, and then she challenges Alexa to a ring, and Carmella destroys Alexa. She basically gets a quick roll up for the win, and she wins. And just make Alexa Bliss look terrible. And then it's Nikki Cross and Carmella. This goes on, and Nikki Cross pins Carmella. I don't know what they're doing, but it looks like they're probably setting up Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss in a feud. They could have them as a tag team, or they could have Nikki Cross take her spot at Extreme Rules. Yeah, but Nikki Cross beats Carmella. And then they go to, when we were trying to show the two of them walking in the back, and then people are asking Nikki if she wants to face Bayley. One of them, I think, was one of the women backstage. Drake and Renee backstage again, doing stuff with the two of them, I guess. So main event's next. You have AJ Styles challenging Ricochet for the United States title. It was a good match. AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm, pins Ricochet, but then Ricochet's foot was under the bottom rope, so the match has to get restarted. And then Ricochet retains the belt because of that. Now they have another match for the title. This goes on for a while. Ricochet eventually goes in the battle with AJ. He gets him in the rope. He wins the match. Ricochet wins. He retains the U.S. title. After the match, they shake hands. And then after the match, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson get on the rope, and AJ attacks Ricochet. He beats him up. Carl and Luke hit their finisher on Ricochet, and then they set up AJ Styles to hit a Styles Clash off the turnbuckles, and AJ destroys Ricochet. So AJ Styles turns heel. He definitely needed that. I agree with that decision. I think that was necessary. I don't think he was really doing too much as a babyface anymore. I think he did everything he could as a babyface. He had a big title run. I like him as a heel now. I think he's back with Gallows and Anderson. I think they'll have a match at Extreme Rules, so I'd love to see AJ and Ricochet save that match for a SummerSlam. I think that match would be actually a lot better. But good idea, good way to build up some stuff for WWE. I'm enjoying the product. But tonight's Raw, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed most of the stuff on the show. I thought it was an entertaining show, and I give the show a thumbs up. So I guess this is the new era, the Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff era. If Heyman was controlling Raw tonight, he did a good job because Raw was a pretty decent show.